Hello my dear children, I welcome you all to your English class. I hope you all are safe at your homes and taking necessary precautions required during this COVID time. So children, for today's English lesson, we are going to continue with the second chapter from your English supplementary reader book, An Alien Hand, and the story is called Bringing Up Kari. This story is an extract from the main story written by Dhan Gopal Mukherjee with the name Kari the Elephant. So this is just an extract, just a small part of the story. The complete story is in Kari the Elephant. Okay. So if you want to read the complete story of Kari, you need to read Kari the Elephant. In our previous video lesson, we had learned about a baby elephant which was given to the narrator when it was just 5 months old, and then the narrator was 9 years old. So because they were so young, both of them, they developed a very good chemistry, they developed a very good friendship between them. Okay, they were part of little adventures, and Kari was very sensitive, responsible and childlike elephant. He had to be taught a lot of things because just like child do not know what is good or bad, so Kari also had no idea about the righteousness. Okay, so we found that Kari saved a boy from drowning and also his friend who was trying to save that drowning boy. So Kari was very responsible in saving both of the lives. Again, we had found that Kari grew a special liking towards ripe bananas. He enjoyed eating ripe bananas, but before that he used to have only 40 pounds of delicate twigs, okay, delicate and fresh twigs, which had to be carefully plucked, which had to be carefully cut by the narrator, okay, because elephants do not eat mutilated twigs. They want their twigs to be very fresh and delicate. Okay, so we had learnt till there only. We had seen that on one fine day there was a stealing in the house. Someone had taken the fruit, or the bananas disappeared from the table in the dining room. So this was a cause of concern because first the servants were blamed for the stealing, and then the narrator was blamed for stealing or for taking and eating those bananas. So we will find out who the real culprit is. Now again, this was happening again and again. Okay, so the next time the bananas disappeared, he found smashed bananas pieces in the pavilion of Kari. So it was surprising and shocking for the narrator because Kari had no liking towards fruits or vegetables. Okay, he only liked delicate twigs. So it was very surprising to find smashed bananas on the floors of the pavilion, okay, where the elephant lived and took shelter. So next day, now we will continue with the last second line, that's on page number 10. Next day, while I was sitting in the dining room, wondering whether I should take some fruit from the table without my parents' permission, a long black thing, very much like a snake, suddenly came through the window and disappeared with all the bananas. So the next day, the following day, the narrator was sitting in the dining room, okay, and he was thinking that where are these bananas going? He thought to ask permission from his parents before taking the fruits that was there on the table in the dining room, because he has already been blamed for for stealing the bananas the previous day, right? But he was not the culprit. He did not take it. So he was very much worried whether he should ask his parents to eat some fruits or not. So suddenly what happens? He finds that a long snake-like thing, a long black thing, very much like a snake, suddenly came through the window. Now something, a very long black thing came through the window, and it took all the bananas that were on the table, and then the bananas were gone. Okay, it disappeared. Means that black thing took and swiped all the bananas along with it. I was very much frightened because I had never seen snakes eat bananas. So this was scary, because when you know that snakes do not eat bananas, why was this snake interested in having bananas and not anything else, right? So this was very creepy, this was very frightening for the narrator. And I thought it must be a terrible snake that would sneak in and take fruit. So he thought that this snake might be different, it might be very terrible and dangerous for us, because it had sneaked in. Sneaked in means what? Hideously entered without anyone's knowledge. It had sneaked in the room, it has sneaked in through the window, and it has stolen all the fruits. I crept out of the room and with great fear in my heart ran out of the house. Okay, so what happens here? That he creeps out of the room. He doesn't want to run, he doesn't want the snake to follow him, right? That's why he creeps out of the room. He crept out means he was very slow in moving out of the room, and then as soon as he reached the door of the room, of the dining room, he ran. Okay, he ran out of the house. He couldn't think of anything else. He needed to save himself, because no one knows what the creature was like. It was dangerous or poisonous. So he gave a long run outside the house, feeling sure that the snake would come back into the house. So he was very sure that the snake will appear again, will come back again and eat all the fruit and kill all of us. So the snake will be coming again and it will be taking all the fruits, and after that it will also kill them all, means the whole family will be dead. As I went out, I saw Kari's back disappearing in the direction of the pavilion. So what happens here? When he ran out, means when he ran out of the house, he saw that Kari was going back to his pavilion. Okay, nothing was visible, just the hind side of the elephant, just the tail and his huge bump. Okay, so nothing was visible, just the tail and the back of the elephant. So the elephant was going to the pavilion. And I was so frightened that I wanted his company to cheer me up. Now he was in a state of fear, right? He was very much frightened. So he thought he should go to the elephant, he should meet his friend, because they were very good friends. So he should talk to him, and then Kari might cheer him up. Cheer him up means make him happy. I ran after him into the pavilion. So the elephant was already going to his pavilion. He was returning, or he was going to the pavilion, and now the writer also, the narrator also followed him. He ran behind him. And I found him there eating bananas. So what was the elephant doing? Okay, he was eating the bananas. I stood still in astonishment. So he could not move. He was just gazing at the elephant. He was looking at this elephant and he was astonished. He was very surprised that what I am seeing, I was blamed for this stealing that happened today. And now it was Kari who stole it. It was Kari who was eating all the bananas and no one else. The bananas were lying strewn all around him. What is strewn? Strewn means untidily scattered. Because it is an animal, it won't have any table manners like we humans. So all the bananas were strewn or scattered all around. Okay, he was standing there and he was eating the bananas, but he was very untidy in it. He wasn't eating it properly. He stretched out his trunk and reached for one far away from where he was standing. So what happens next? the elephant was eating the bananas and one was a little bit far away from him. So he straightened out his trunk. He straightened out his trunk and then he took that banana which was far away and then he ate it. That instant, that trunk looked like a black snake. Then the narrator realized that the black snake he had seen come through the window was not actually a snake, but it was the trunk of Kari. I realized that Kari was the thief. Okay, so who was the culprit? Who was the thief stealing those bananas? It was Kari. Quite a revelation, right? No one thought that Kari would be doing that. I went to him, pulled him out by the ear and joyously showed my parents that it was Kari and not I that had eaten all the fruit these many weeks. So this stealing of the bananas happened quite a lot of times, means it was continuing from weeks, and now the narrator held Kari by its ear, he pulled him and then he took Kari to his parents, right? He showed them that look, here is the thief. I was not the thief. You people blamed me for stealing, but it was Kari and not I who stole it. Then I scolded him, for elephants understand words as well as children, and I said to him, next time I see you stealing fruit, you will be whipped. So now what happened? He started scolding him because elephants, like all other animals, understand words. Okay, here he specifically means the elephant. They do understand words, they do understand your gestures, they understand whatever you say. So animals are not dumb, they are intelligent beings. So here also we can see that he started scolding the animal, he started scolding the elephant, and he said that next time if I see you stealing, if I find you stealing, you are going to be whipped. What is whipping? Whipping is like hitting someone with a whip, WHIP, which is used to hit or beat somebody. So here he said that if you don't stop stealing, if I find next time that you have stolen any other thing, you will be whipped. He knew that we were all angry with him. So he understood with the tone of his voice that everyone in the house was angry with him. Even the servants. Yes, they were the first ones to be blamed. They were innocent, but still they were blamed. So the servants also were very angry with Kari. His pride was so injured that he never stole another thing from the dining room. So he felt so bad, his pride was injured, that why these people are not talking with me and why did I get scolding? Because it knew that it was its fault, right? Kari knew that he was at fault, he stole the fruits and someone else was blamed. So his ego, his pride was very much hurt. It was very much injured. And from next time onwards, he did not steal anything from the dining room or elsewhere. And from then on, if anybody gave him any fruit, he always squealed as if to thank them. So what do we find? That the people in the house were quite generous. Why won't they offer him fruit? So whenever they did, whenever Kari was offered or given any fruit in the future, he used to squeal. I have explained you what squeal means. Squeal means trumpet or cry. He wanted to say thank you. An elephant is willing to be punished for having done wrong. But if you punish him without any reason, he will remember it and pay you back in your own coin. So here we come to know about a very interesting fact about elephants. What's that? That an elephant will take all your punishment. It will listen to all the scoldings you have for them. They won't mind getting scolded for the things they have done wrong. But when they are not wrong and you punish them without reason, okay, when they are innocent and you still punish them, they will remember it, okay. So elephants remember when you punish them without any reason. And then here's a phrase, here's a idiom we can see here, pay you back in your own coin, which means treat them badly and then they will treat you the same. So when an elephant is treated badly, you be ready to receive the same punishment for yourself as well, okay, because they pay it back. Now we will move to the next part, the training part, okay. So the elephant will be trained to do some actions. Kari is a fast learner. He masters all signals and sounds he is taught. There is one lesson though that an elephant takes 5 years to learn. Kari is no exception. So here we will find that the narrator confirms that Kari was a very fast learner. Whatever he was made to learn, whatever he was taught, he caught it really quickly and he could do the things on his own. And then he would master all the signals and sound. Now for animals to function properly, if they are obedient to you, you must teach them some signals and sounds so that there is a bond between you two. They understand you better, they can do whatever you want them to do at the correct timing, okay. Now we will see how he trained his elephant and what he thought instructions could do to animals. An elephant must be taught when to sit down, when to walk, when to go fast and when to go slow. You teach him these things as you teach a child. So here the narrator wants to say that a proper training session is very important for an elephant. Why? Because it is new to the world, it won't listen to you unless and until you teach them to, right? They need to be taught certain things like basic instruction to sit, to stand, to walk, to go fast or to walk slow, okay. So the narrator also decided to train the elephant in these basic instructions. He wanted to give him 3 or 4 important lessons, and the most difficult one was the lesson that he took 5 years to learn, okay. We had seen in the 3 points. Now let's see what he started with. If you say that and pull him by the ear, he will gradually learn to sit down. So if you are having an elephant as your pet, so you need to do one thing. You need to use the word that and then you need to pull it down by its ear. So when you do this, the elephant understands that you want him to sit down, okay. So that was the call, that was the word that was used to make him sit down, and the action was pulling him down by its ears, okay. An elephant must be taught when to sit down, when to walk, when to go fast and when to go slow. You teach him these things as you teach a child. So what does he say about an elephant's training? What does he need to be taught? He needs to be taught when to sit, when to walk, when to slow down and when to fasten, when to increase the speed. Okay, so we teach him these things similarly like we teach children. Children are taught basic instructions because they are very new to this world. They won't follow your instruction, they won't listen to you if you do not teach them from their early days. Okay, so if you say that and pull him by the ear, he will gradually learn to sit down. So what was the instruction for sitting down for the elephant? It was the word that. And what was the action that you need to do? You need to pull it down by its ear. When you do it repeatedly, the animal, the elephant gets used to your action, to your instruction. And from next time, it will understand that you want him to sit when he listens to this word, when he listens to the word that. Okay? Similarly, if you say Mali and pull his trunk forward, he will gradually learn that it is the signal to walk. So what was the word that he used for making the elephant walk forward? It was the word Mali. And what was the action? You need to pull the elephant by its trunk. Okay, so you need to pull the elephant by the trunk and you need to pull it forward, and then gradually it will learn how to walk and when to walk. Kari learned Mali after 3 lessons, but it took him 3 weeks to learn that. Okay, so he was very much comfortable with walking. Okay, but Kari was not very much comfortable with sitting down. You understand why? Because it had a very heavy body. It was very ponderous, it was very slow. It took its own sweet time when he was asked to sit down. Okay, so this took him 3 weeks to learn. He could not learn sitting until the 3rd week. He was no good at sitting down. And do you know why an elephant should be taught to sit down? Why was this lesson important? Why was making an elephant sit down was important? Let's find out. Because he grows taller and taller than you who take care of him. So it's very common, it's very general thing that the animal will grow taller, right? Elephants grow taller and then it will be taller than you also. It will be quite young, but it will grow taller, and you need to, so that when he is 2 or 3 years old, you can only reach his back with a ladder. That will be quite a tedious task, right? That will be quite a hard job to always carry a ladder with you whenever you want to climb the back of the elephant. So you need to teach him to sit down. It is therefore better to teach him to sit down by saying that. So you can climb upon his back for who would want to carry a ladder around all the time. So it was very important to teach Kari to teach an elephant sitting down, because that would help you to climb its back whenever you want to, and you can't carry ladder all the time, right? It will be very difficult and it will be very annoying also to carry a ladder all the time and whenever you want to climb on the back of the elephant. The most difficult thing to teach an elephant is the master call. Now what, according to the author, the narrator, was the most difficult thing to teach an elephant? It was the master call. Do you remember in the 3 points that is written with pale orange, he mentioned in the last point there that there was one lesson which animals or which elephants take a lot of time to learn. This was that lesson, the master call. He generally take 5 years to learn it properly. How many years did Kari take to learn this? He took 5 years. Okay, means every elephant usually take 5 years. The master call is a strange hissing howling sound. So the master call is a combination of 2 sounds. One is hissing and the other one is howling. It is mixed, okay, it is combined together as if a snake and a tiger were fighting each other. So you know the call of the snake is called hissing and the call and the sound of the tiger is usually howling. So howling or growling, this one. So here we could see that it was a mixture and it seemed as if when it was produced, when it was made, it looked as if a snake and a tiger were quarreling, okay? And you have to make that kind of noise in his ear. So the noise, the master call, has to be whispered into the ears of the elephant. And do you know what you expect an elephant to do when you give him the master call? So do you know? I do not know. Now let's see what is this master call all about. So when you give the animal, the elephant, the master call, let's find out what he is supposed to do. If you are lost in the jungle and there is no way out, it might happen, right, that it took a great time and by then it's evening and you are lost in the jungle or you are lost in the forest. and there is no way out, because you cannot understand which way you can exit the forest. So, and everything is black except the stars above. So that means it's already night. You are lost and it's night. The only thing that's shining in the night sky are the stars. Okay? You dare not stay very long anywhere. So the narrator suggests that you should not stop for long at a particular place. Okay? Because it can be very dangerous. Any animal can hunt you down and you can become a meal to them. So you need to be very careful. You should not stop at a particular place for a longer time. The only thing to do then is to give the master call, and at once the elephant pulls down the tree in front of him. Okay? When you are in such a situation, when you are lost and you cannot find a way out of the forest, you need to give the master call to the animal, to the elephant. And then what it does? After receiving the master call, the elephant pulls down a tree with its trunk. He uses his trunk to pull down and uproot a tree. After he does this, this frightens all the animals away. So whichever animal is close by waiting for an opportunity to hunt you down, it might scare them also. As the tree comes crashing down, monkeys wake up from their sleep and run from branch to branch. When the tree comes down, when it comes smashing down to the ground, the monkeys sleeping on them or on other trees gets alarmed, okay? And then those monkeys starts to run and jump from branch to branch. They start to move and they start to create their chatter, okay? You can see them in the moonlight. If there is the moon, you may see them. You may see the monkeys jumping from branch to branch in the light of the moon. And you can almost see the stags running in all directions below. So below those branches, you will also find the stags moving in all directions. They are also running in all directions because they are also frightened, they are also scared. You can hear the growl of the tiger in the distance. That means what? It might be possible that the tiger was waiting for an opportunity to hunt you down. So you will be hearing the growling of the tiger from a distance, okay? Even he is frightened. This action of the elephant is a giant animal, so this action of uprooting the tree causes a lot of panic in the jungle, okay? Then the elephant pulls down the next tree and the next and the next. In this way, the elephant keeps on moving ahead and he keeps on uprooting the trees on its way. You will find that he had made a road right through the jungle straight to your house. So animals and elephants especially have a sense of direction, right? They do not forget their own way, okay? They can lead you wherever possible. If they have come to that place, they know how to return. So here also we see that while doing so, while uprooting the trees, the elephant had made a way to the house of the narrator. So this way you can find your way to your home. So this was the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed this sweet story about the elephant. And if you decide to keep an elephant in the future, now you know about some of the things you need to do with an elephant to enjoy and have a good time with the elephant. So children, I end my video lesson here only for today. Hope to meet you in the next class. Thank you for watching the video.